Bugungi darsimizda siz bilan Cambridge 9 kitobimizning Test 1, Passage 3 analizini ko'rib chiqamiz va birinchi navbatda bizdan nima kutilayotganligini tushunish maqsadida birinchi navbatda titlni o'qishimiz kerak. The History of the Tortoise, ya'ni toshbaqaning tarixi. Demak, biologiyaga doir tekst bo'lsa kerak menimcha. Undan keyin savollarni ko'rish orqali bizdan qanaqa strategiyalarni ishlatish yoki nima qanaqa holda bu tekstni approach qilish, podxod qilib yondashish kutilayotganligini ko'rib chiqishimiz kerak va bu qismni o'zi ko'rgandek no more than two words, ikkitadan ko'p bo'lmagan so'zlarni ishlatishimiz kerak va bu qismda short answers, undan keyin true false not given savollari va oxirgi qismda esa bizda no more than two words or a number. Demak, bu qismda filling the summary or filling gap or summary completion methods of determining where the ancestors of turtles and tortoises come down. Okay, fine, whatever it is. Methods of determining. Demak, bu qismda javoblarga birma-bir savollarga birma-bir javob berishga harakat qilar ekanmiz va ular tartibda kelgani sababli faqatgina savolni o'qish orqali, keywordlarni topish orqali javoblarni topish ahamiyati unaqa tezroq bo'ladi menimcha bizga. What had to transfer from sea to land before animals? What had to transfer from sea to land before animals? Any animal could migrate. Demak, shunda animal could migrate. Hop. And we mustn't forget plants, without whose prior invasion of the land none of the other migrations could have happened. Demak, shunda biz plant, ya'ni o'simliklarni unutmasligimiz kerak. Plant aniqmaganda, invasion qilmaganda, o'zi bu migratsiyani ko'rmagan bo'lardik. Demak, shunda plant bo'ladi javob. Plants. Keyingisi. Which two processes are mentioned as those in which animals had to make big changes as they moved onto land? Two processes. Topamiz two processes. What would involve major reason of every aspect of, including breeding and reproduction. Mana breeding and reproduction. Breeding and reproduction as forms. Breeding and reproduction. Come on, reproduction. Breeding and reproduction. Sorry guys. And breeding and reproduction had to make big changes. Which physical feature possessed by their ancestors do whales lack? Demak, whale, ya'ni kitlar qanaqa lack qiladi physical feature ni. Hop, topamiz. Whales, including small whales we call dolphins, and dugongs with their close cousins the monads, ceased to be land creatures altogether and reverted to the full marine habits of their remote ancestors. They don't even come ashore to breed. They do, however, still breathe air, having never developed anything equivalent to the gills of their earlier marine incarnation. Nima qilar ekan? Their ancestors do whales like they don't have gills. No, their gills of their earlier marine incarnation. Demak, mana ancestorlarni jillari yo'q ekan. Gills bu qismda ana bo'lsa kerakda qanaqadir bunaqa bo'lardi-ku, jabra bo'lardi-ku, bunaqa baliqlar breathe qiladigan. Which animals might have resembled ichthyosaurus, whatever, I don't know what is it. Hop, topamiz. Mana were reptilian contemporaries of dinosaurs. Hop, dinosaurs with fins and which animals might have resembled domestic or reptilian contemporaries dinosaurs with fins and streamlined bodies. These fossils look like dolphins, and they surely lived like dolphins in water. Dolphins bo'ladi javobimiz. Dolphins. Demak, bu qism oson bo'ldi, chunki keywordlarni aniqladik, topdik, bo'ldi, tugadi. Endi true false not given o'tamiz. Turtles were among the first group of animals migrate back to sea. Demak, turtlelar migrate back to sea, ya'ni seaga qaytib migratsiya qilgan birinchi animallardan bo'ladi, animal grouplardan bo'ladi. There is evidence that all mother turtles are descended from a terrestrial ancestor which lived before most of the dinosaurs. There are two key fossils dating from early dinosaur times which appear to be closer to the ancestry of modern turtles and tortoises. You might wonder how we call these fossil animals lived on land or in water, especially if only fragments are found. Measurements in these particular bones of 71 species. lekin birinchi grupp demaganda o'sha shuni not given deb olsak kerak, buni katta ehtimollik bilan yozilgan. Revert back to sea deyishgan, landdan seaga o'tishgan deyishgan, lekin yozilmagan birinchilardan ekaniga. Always difficult to determine where an animal lived when its fossilized remains are incomplete. Hop. It's always difficult to determine where an animal lived when its fossilized remains are incomplete. You might wonder how we can tell what fossil animals are living there, especially if only fragments are found. Sometimes it's obvious. It's always difficult emas, bu it is always obvious, mostly obvious, so that's why it will be false. Demak, xatoda, chunki obvious dedi, очевидно, ochiq oydin ko'rinib turadi. Bu demak sida yashagan ekan, demak bu quruqlikda yashagan ekan. Shuning uchun ham always difficult emas. Hold on. The habit of each pterosaurs can be determined by the appearance of their fossilized remains. Demak, habitat can be determined by the appearance where reptilian contemporaries surely lived, like when turtle, it's a little less obvious, and why it tells by measuring the bones of their forelimbs. Mana yozilgan streamlined bones, fins, dolphins. Yeah, it's true. Demak, o'z ko'rganingizdek, bu qismda not given bo'ldi, keyin false bo'ldi, keyin true bo'ldi javoblarimiz. Shu bilan bu qism o'z nihoyasiga yetadi va oxir keyingi qismga o'tamiz. Va keyingi qismda message of determining. After measure separable bonds, hop. Lekin bu rangni o'zgartira olamiz, chunki rang bu menga zerkarli bo'lib qoldi. Hop, bosib 1 minut. Ketdik. Methods of determining whether the ancestors of turtles and tortoises came from. Topamiz. 71 keywordga qaraymiz faqat. 71 species of living turtles and tortoises were examined and were taken from bones of their forelimbs. Total of what? 3 measures. Mana obtained demak, obtain degani получать degani. 3 measures. Uchta measurelarni olgan ekan bu bonelardan. Total of 3 measurements. 3 number yozishimiz mumkin. Measurements. 3 measurements bo'ladi. Balki buni kuchaytiramiz. Chunki katta bo'lib ketdi bu. Normalroq bo'ldi. 3 measurements bo'ladi javobimiz. Keyingisi. The data was recorded on a necessary for comparing the information. Record on what? To use a kind of triangular graph paper. Recorded on a graph paper. Graph paper. Graph qog'ozda qilingan ekan. Tushunarli yoki ko'rinmay qolgan bo'lsa, I'm sorry guys. Graph paper bo'ladi bu javob. Outcome land tortoises were represented by a dense of points towards the top. Dense cluster of points maybe? Wow, damn it. To'g'ri javobni topib qo'yibman. Mana upper part of the triangle, top of the triangle, a cluster of points, tight cluster, dense tightness synonym, cluster bo'ladi javob. Cluster of points. Keyingisi. The same data was collected from some living species and added to the other results. Some living what? Living. Alive. There was no overlap except when they added some species that spent time was in water. There's a very species on the triangle over half the way between wet cluster and amphibious species. Amphibious bo'ladi javob. Chunki bu qismda sifat bo'lishi aniqdi. Good luck writing it. Amphibious species. Demak, qismda bunga sabab, bu javob bo'lishiga sabab sifat bo'lishi kerak edi. Qanaqadir sifat bo'lishi kerak edi. Mana living amphibious species yozilgan. Prosta shuni yozib qo'yibdi. Outcome. The points of these species turned out to be positioned about up the triangle between the land tortoise and sea. Demak, position topish kerak. Halfway between the cluster and about halfway up the triangle between. Halfway bo'ladi javob. Keyingisi. Next, outcomes, the position of the points indicate that both these ancient creatures were Both of these anchors scratches and next was determined the position of graph right in the stick of the dry cluster. Both these fossils were dry land tortoises. Dry land tortoises. Dry land tortoises. Men hech narsani tushunmadim, lekin javoblar tayyor bo'ldi, hammasi aniq bo'ldi. Xo'p, qisqasi mana bunaqa narsani tushunishingiz kerakki, va bunaqa savolga javob berish vaziyatida siz hamma narsani tushunishingiz shart emas. Masalan, men hech narsani tushunmadim, lekin keywordga qaramda topdim, qanaqa qilib informatsiyani topdim, lekin вообще ozgina tushundim, lekin butun paragraf o'qib, butun passage o'qiganimda kuchliroq ham bo'lardi, masalan, aqlliroq ham bo'lardim, lekin unaqa vaziyat vaqt yo'q bizda. Tez belgilab tashlashga harakat qildim. Keywordga qaragan holda, o'shanga qaraysiz. Masalan, maza qilib o'zingiz uchun o'qiyotgan bo'lsangiz, hamma narsani o'qib, keyin savolga qarang. Agar yo'q, men vaqtga ishlayman, bosaman degan bo'lsangiz, unaqa tez ishlab o'tib ketaman degan bo'lsangiz, tushundingiz nima demoqchi bo'lganimni? Nimaga qaraysiz? Shunga qaraysiz. Most significant thing about tortoise is that they are able to adapt life in extremely dry environment. Original life form was the kind of they have so much in common with sea turtles. They have made the transition from sea land to more than once. Mana shu bo'lsa kerak. Bilmayman lekin mana tortoise haqida ma'lumot topish kerak. Oh, okay, fine, thank you. No. Demak, tortoise, most significant thing about tortoise, tortoise was the remarkable double return. Mana remarkable double return. Mana bunda made a transition, demak double return. Demak nima bo'lgan? Chiqqan, qaytgan, borgan. O'sha double return bo'ladi. Mana shu sea to land more than once. Remarkable degan javobi significant synonymiga to'g'ri keladi. In common was all mammals. Their remote ancestors were marine fish. Before that, various more or less worm-like creatures stretching back still in the sea to the primeval bacteria. Later ancestors lived on dry land, stayed there for a very large number of generations. Later ancestors still evolved back into water and became sea turtles. Finally, they returned yet again to the land as tortoises, some of which now live in dry deserts. G'alatida qaranglar. Nima bo'lgan? Bakteriya bo'lgan, fish bo'lgan, landga qaytgan, landdan seaga qaytgan, seadan yana landga qaytgan. G'alati. Bu tortoiselar tushunmayman. Qisqasi shu bilan bugungi darsimiz o'zgarib ketdi. Hamma savollarga javob berishga harakat qildik. Agar muammolarda bo'lgan bo'lsa, kommentlarda qoldirishinglar mumkin. Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.